their white knight upon a fiery steed. Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and it's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life, larger than life.
Ow!
Somewhere after midnight, in my wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me. Racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. Up where the mountains meet the heavens above, now where the lightning splits the sea, I can swear that there's someone somewhere watching me. Through the wind and the chill and the rain, and the storm and the flood, I can feel his approach like the fire in my blood. Like the fire in my blood, like the fire in my blood.
Stand clear. Let's get out of here. Hold on. You're safe now.
Wait, who are you?
A friend.
How can I ever thank you?
You'll never have to. Call me if you should ever need me again.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Game Closet. Wow, that hero is a heck of a guy, isn't he? Well, who could live up to such a tower of manliness and virility?
How about this guy?
Okay, well, sure, he could. Anyone else?
How about these guys?
All right, Hal, thanks for your input.
No problem, Dr. Strangelove.
Hey, you came here to see more about the game H.E.R.O, right? Well, let's jump into it. In March 1984, Roderick H.E.R.O, or R.E.R.O, made his debut on the Atari 2600 in the Activision game H.E.R.O, which stands for Help Every Raccoon Out.
Hello.
H.E.R.O was designed by John Van Ryzen and went on to be ported to several platforms, including the Atari 5200, the Apple II, ZX Spectrum, and the computer I played it on first, the Commodore 64. Of course, you play as R.E.R.O with his helicopter pack, a powerful micro laser beam helmet, 6 sticks of dynamites, and his daring sense of... hang on, I gotta get that. Hold on. Hello?
Hey, you got it wrong.
I got what wrong?
That's not Help Every Raccoon Out.
It's not Help Every Raccoon Out.
It's actually Helicopter Emergency Rescue Operation.
It's actually Helicopter Emergency Rescue Operation.
If you say that kind of stuff, then what's going on? What's going on? We're watching the show. You want to watch the show, don't you?
Okay, I'll let them know. Yeah, thanks for calling, Mom.
Okay, so tell me right now. I love you.
Love you too. I'm sorry about that. That was some bossy old windbag trying to sell something. Where was I? Oh, yes. You play as our hero with his helicopter pack, a powerful micro laser beam helmet, 6 sticks of dynamite, and his daring sense of adventure. Yes, that's where I was. And 4 lives with a chance to earn a new life every 20,000 points. Our hero's sole mission is to charge into mines and rescue trapped miners. Of course, being a dashing hero isn't easy as Roderick encounters perilous jumps into darkness, avoiding snakes, tarantulas, bats, and giant moths. No, not that giant moth. Now, there is lava, magma deposits in the walls, and even rivers that can kill him for some reason. Roderick's own dynamite blast can kill him too, as well as running out of energy in his battery pack. Now, as soon as Roderick begins moving, energy begins to deplete, and he only has until the meter runs out to rescue the trapped miner in that level. Our hero's laser beam can penetrate regular rock walls, but magma walls he must use dynamite to blast through. Setting off dynamite also means that you need to take a couple of steps back or you will be the one all over the mine's walls. Of course, the laser beam can kill all the enemy creatures in the mines as well, and if you're trying to accumulate points, it's a good strategy to zap creepy crawlies that might just be close by. But when you're on higher levels of the game, it's best to tend to the task at hand because your energy level is your lifeline, and that one extra zap may be the difference between life and death. Now let's talk about scoring for just a second. Roderick scores 50 points for shooting the icky things in the mine. He gets 50 points for every stick of dynamite that's left over in a level. He scores 75 points for blowing up walls with dynamite, and rescued miners are worth 1,000 points each. Also, when Roderick has power left on the power meter, he scores points for each unit remaining. The higher the level he is on, the more those units are worth. Now, I used to play this game on the Commodore 64 back in the day, and the graphics were slightly more detailed than the original Atari 2600 game, but the gameplay was virtually the same. Now, I don't have a Commodore 64 version to play right now, and I don't want to make a comparison video at all, but to my recollection, the Commodore 64 version had finer controls. Maneuvering our hero had a bit more finesse, and a slight touch of the joystick made him move in a less jerky fashion. But I do want to point out that this isn't based on a current observation, just a fading memory, and I do want to test this out as soon as I get a Commodore 64 version on my actual Commodore 64. I do not want to play a ROM, as sometimes ROM translations can differ. Now, that all being said, H.E.R.O is not an easy game. Your success depends greatly on trial and error and memorization of what paths to take and where the icky things are hiding in the mines. Even though our hero and his hover pack can fly and hover, your survival in some parts of the mines depends largely on how steady your hand is on the joystick. The Atari 2600 may be simplistic by today's standards, but there are a few games in its library that are very challenging to this day. They aren't easily solved or played through with ease. Some games like Frankenstein's Monster are very simple. It only has a couple of screens, but offers a level of randomness and difficulty that even the most hardened Call of Duty player may whimper and shy away from. H.E.R.O is no different in respect to being a challenging title. It doesn't have the extreme randomness of, say, Mega Mania, but what it does do is provide several mine levels where the player must plunge into the depths of being able to remember where to turn left or right, when to shoot and dodge, and manage resources in order to become the Superman that can save the day. Sadly, my childhood Atari 2600 cartridge disappeared about a year after I got it, and I was left to play the Commodore 64 version that I had at the time. Boo-hoo, right? Unfortunately, due to not playing the game for years, and I have no recollection of the game's levels, I will just have to keep playing in order to memorize where everything is in the game. Something to note, apparently there are 20 regular levels in the game, and then the game starts randomizing levels past 20. Now, I wouldn't know because at the time of the making of this video, I can only get to level 9.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Yep, that's me. But I can learn, and since I was given another copy of H.E.R.O in June 2024, I have been playing and I am beginning to remember where things are. That still doesn't mean that I'll be winning any H.E.R.O tournaments anytime soon, but I am having fun with Roderick H.E.R.O. I just don't know if he is having fun with me.
I don't know. You're hilarious. Put it under the other way.
Oh yeah. on Ron Howard's set, they have got curly straws and bendy straws, but on this set, it's a cheap hellhole.